information.
Yeah.
And I want everybody
What you need to do is and I'll tell
Okay, please.
your couple of followers there,
Okay.
you need to go speak to a lawyer.
No, I will not pay. I will never get. I know I will never pay.
Consultations are free. Consultations are free of charge. Set up an appointment. They'll tell you exactly
They're
what
evil.
I said.
All of them I've dealt with has been evil.
Then I don't know what to tell you. If you don't want to turn that paperwork in on your court date, that's your only option. If you want to do it, proceed.
I will get somebody from the union to escort me. I understand your dilemma. You can't cross the line and I don't know how this tends to be in such a small town, and city and county seem to want to draw lines in the sand of which one's which. I mean, we're at 10 stoplights. I mean, what are you going to do? Split the hairs on 5 stoplights?
Well,
I mean,
I'm just letting you know that on January 31st
at
this. 9 a.m., you are not going to walk away with a $5 million check. You're not going to do it.
Maybe not that day, but I will. They will be cutting one.
That's totally up to the city. But regardless of when you turn that in,
right,
you will not be walking out with a $5 million check. You will not be walking out with a settlement. That will not be heard.
Yeah, but I'll tell you,
until several months down the road.
But let me tell you something. This is the beautiful part about it. It'll all be recorded on public records, so everybody can see what's going on. And you see, and look at all this. Look
and that's fine.
And look what I'm trying to get exposed is this soapy water on pipes and joints to save a life. If it bubbles, you replace. You get it fixed. Yeah. They don't want to put the notice, so they're idiots.
That's them.
Yeah, well, they're idiots, and we're gonna. I think you need to do meth tests. Do you test officials over there?
I don't work for the city.
No, but I mean, who tests the city for drug tests independently?
I don't know. I don't work for the city.
Well, we need to get something set up because I think somebody's smoking something in that place.
You can bring that up to city council.
I will do it. Well, okay. So my next goal will be to find who's going to escort me to get this delivered.
So before you deliver that,
right?
Just friendly advice.
Tell me.
I would check your spelling and I'd check your locations.
Well, I'm not redoing that anymore. And if not spell it, was it real bad? Tell me where.
I'm not going to reread it, but you need your grammar and your locations.
Locations? Or locations are bad too.
Mm-hmm. You got the wrong locations on there. So
the county of Union and state of South Carolina. What locations are you talking about? Because that's the only location I'm talking about.
It's somewhere on the second page. But
okay.
So you might want to redo that.
Okay.
But I would consult a lawyer. He can tell you exactly how to do that.
Yeah, for $5,000, they don't do nothing for you.
Consultations are free.
Yeah. Well,
consultations are free.
I'm going to show people how you don't have to use a lawyer. I'm going to try.
Well, you have every right, but to help you guide you, if you go sit down with one, he can tell you what you need to do, and then you say thank you for the help, and then you get up and you walk away.
I agree. I hope I can get that. I mean, I want this done before the court date, definitely. So I'll follow your advice. I will call. I appreciate that.
All right. So I saw in there you're a retired colonel.
Yes, sir.
All right. Out of how long were you in?
Well, total since '92, so it'll be 28 years.
Okay. Good.
And were you in?
Mm-hmm.
Where we're at?
I'm out of Jacksonville.
Really? What did you do?
I'm still in.
Well, you're in. What do you do?
I'm a firefighter and EMT.
Well, thank you for your service. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we got to work.
When did you retire?
Well, it's been a month. When I started posting things about everything that I'd done online, I retired. That's basically how we're set up. We can't tell anybody till we retire, so we don't have to worry about doing it anymore. Because you can't be undercover once you start issuing documents over the internet.
I mean, if you're issuing documents of military, that's for a lifetime.
What do you mean for a lifetime?
If you're a part of a specialized unit, that could go for a lifetime.
It is. I mean, I'm always a veteran. I'm helping out soldiers of affirmative action, which helps out the military. So we all help each other out. This is just an independent organization that does this. We just do it independently, so everybody knows we're not doing it for the money. So it's a really good program. I think nobody really was set up to do it for the White House. I mean, they could do it for themselves and get away with everything. But I keep telling them that the military doesn't serve the White House; we serve USA.
There you go.
And we're not there to serve them.
Have you you got your retirement card? You got the new one?
Well, the thing is, right now they're in the process of updating the records and stuff. Since I came out of being undercover, getting everything updated in the records, we're working on it. I've already talked with the Special Forces Command at Fort Bragg and talked to them, and we're in negotiations right now. But
in negotiations for you to get your retirement card?
No, just to go ahead and just have everything officially done on the record. I mean, right now, because it was undercover and what I was doing, all the records officially as stamping me as colonel in the military and army hasn't been done yet. So that'll be done.
What do they got you stamped, or what would you?
PFC.
A PFC.
Yes.
And they're going to stamp you as a colonel retired.
Yes. Isn't that awesome?
If they do that,
Yeah.
you will be the first
I know.
in
In
U.S.
history.
Army history
It will be. It will be.
to jump from a PFC.
But let me ask
To
you
a colonel.
something. If you had somebody that dedicated their life for 20 years undercover, cut themselves off from all family and friends to get information back to the people for free, you don't think that's worth a colonel rank?
Well, if somebody spent 20 years in the military, regardless, I think they deserve more than a PFC rank.
Right. But what about as far as undercover, cutting off your ties to your family or friends, everybody, and not coming up for 20 years, or, you know, and having a something that could change everybody with veterans? You don't think that's worth a rank of colonel?
I mean, you've got sergeants, corporals, you've got a lot of NCOs that do that, and they retire out with their official rank.
Well,
They don't go from a E3 to
Sure,
to
I
an
understand.
08.
But
That's
do you
just
think?
not
But let me ask you
heard of.
this: do you think that maybe the military might have different ways of getting rank, or do you think that they really care about rank if a life is saved? Do you think the military would? If I was able to save a life, do you think it's worth a colonel rank?
We save lives every day.
That's not my question, though. If I save a life, do you think would you give a person a pen just says colonel on it if it saved a person's life?
No,
You wouldn't.
no,
Why?
because you have to earn the rank.
So saving that person's life is not earning the rank?
If that was the case, we would have so many colonels in the Army.
I agree. I know what you're saying, and I understand. I'm just saying
Because
that.
if they do it for one, they'd have to do it for all, right?
Well, let's just say
Right?
this. Now, I
That
understand.
would be fair as fair,
That's
right?
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. This is what I do. I offer a challenge to everybody. If they want to go undercover for 20 years, cut themselves off from everybody. Don't talk to your family. Don't talk to friends. Don't tell them anything that you're doing. Your life is basically invisible. And stay under the lines for 20 years. I will be an advocate in my program, whoever's going to be doing it next, which we have other agents that are doing it now. They will receive the rank of colonel at the end of their game. I'm setting the precedent. Have you heard anybody else done undercover work for 20 years?
Have I?
Yeah, undercover. I mean, and stayed undercover for 20 years and cut themselves off from family and everything else. Then they need to go They need to go fight for their colonel rank.
Well, they were Navy SEALs and they retired after 21 years.
Okay, well,
And they came out in the same rank that they had.
are they fighting for it?
No.
Well, I am.
And they're not going to sit there and because they were undercover, they're not in their
No, I was promised that. I was promised that, and when I made the negotiations for what I was going to be doing, I told them that was my dream. That if I committed that long, that I would be however long that I would be awarded colonel at the end. So that was my.
Do you have that in black and white?
I have it. Do I have it in black and white at a location?
On paper,
I did.
just like that.
Do I have to have that?
Yes.
Why?
It's the military. If it ain't on black and white, it ain't happening.
Well, I think you're very narrow-minded in thinking that because the military's smarter than that. We actually do other stuff.
Well, I think I've been in long enough to know how the military works.
How long have you been in?
10 years.
You think 10 years can give you all the knowledge that you need?
Because I haven't seen the first person yet across any branch of military. If it's not on contract, if it's not on paper with a signature, it's not going to happen.
Well, let me ask you this. With all the technology, with all the fact checks and everything that's going on, I've had my platforms, Facebook and YouTube, up for a month, saying that Department of Veteran Affairs is corrupt, they're fraud. I've called out senators, congressmen, and everybody else, told them that they are corrupt. We're going to move them to a third world country, and put all this information that I'm a colonel, all this other stuff, knowing that it's illegal. You can actually be picked up if you wear a rank or say that you're some kind of I put all that on there. You know, they haven't even removed my sites, and they haven't even questioned. And I've challenged the United States, the agencies and courts to step up and challenge me, and I will answer any question, and nobody steps up. So why is that? You think they're going to let somebody cuckoo going around saying that there's a colonel that's not, and telling people, everybody, that without taking their site down when it's illegal?
But you're the only one.
How do you know?
Well, I said that wrong. You're not the only one.
I didn't say I was.
So, exactly. So, we have in the military, speaking on the military side, we have other things we need to be worried about versus somebody claiming to be something they're not.
Well, when I can claim to be a colonel and I'm saving veterans benefits that have been destroyed and not given over a period of years, and save that money for them and get it back to them, I think that's pretty huge.
But in the same aspect, you're stating that you're a colonel, but yet you've already told me that you're working on getting the rank.
No, I said verifying. I didn't say I wasn't. I said verifying it officially on the record.
Yeah. But until it's officially on the record, then you can't physically say, yes, I'm a colonel, right?
Who says that? No, because my chain of command told me I could wear it.
So even though you have zero paperwork saying that you're a colonel,
Mm-hmm.
your chain of command said, yeah, go ahead and wear it.
They did. Does that bother you?
No, that just don't even sound like anything military.
Well, we're kind of shaking it up. We're thinking outside of the box now, because the criminals are doing it too. So we have to shake it up a little bit.
What
Does it mess with your mind a little bit?
is the criminals?
Criminals, like, drug dealers or whoever the bad people are.
So
they're changing.
walking around wearing colonel rank when they're not supposed to?
I didn't say that. I'm saying.
Well, I'm lost.
I'm saying, as far as, since the criminals are getting smarter and they're changing things up so fast that the officers and the police force can't keep up, we've decided we're going to shake it up a little bit for them too, so they don't know who we are. And right now, they don't know if I'm PFC. They don't know if I'm colonel. They don't know who I am. But they don't know that. They also know that they're not taking my site down, and that's pretty powerful. And you can't deny that. Would you not agree? Have them take my site down if you don't believe it.
All right, I'm going to have to get back to work, but
Hey.
you need to rewrite that.
I will. Thanks for the footnote on that.
And to be straight up, I wouldn't put retired colonel if you didn't have paperwork to back it.
Well, I appreciate
that would be stolen valor.
Well, I will promise you that I do have the rank, I do have the authorization, and I would. As long
as you can show something on paper,
sure,
signed by probably at least a 2-star,
okay,
then you can wear it all day long and claim it.
Okay. Well, I will work on that.
Until then, it's considered stolen valor.
No, it's not. Do you know that stolen valor is only caused when somebody asks for additional money or try to raise money on it? That it's in the books, that stolen valor, that it can't be.
Right. Stolen valor is claiming something you're not in the military.
Well, I am that, though. It's not stolen valor.
But you're saying everything needs to be verified, and that was part of your agreement, but you have nothing that says that.
Well,
so you can't go into court saying, hey, I'm a retired colonel, because if whoever their lawyer is says, show me proof. Well, we're actually talking about that now. You have no proof.
No, they want to talk about the title. I'll talk to them in public form so everybody can hear it. I want it on public record.
But when you do this, okay, trying to give you a word of advice.
Mm-hmm.
When you do this, you need to come correct. Your spelling, your grammar,
I will
your
fix
locations, your rank. If you're claiming to be something, you need to because they can destroy that.
Hey, I promise you, I will fix everything, and anything that you see posted will be true. I promise you.
All it does is when you're saying, hey, I'm a retired colonel.
Right.
And then somebody finds out that you're technically, officially not a retired colonel.
Right.
It lowers your credibility.
Well, I can assure you right now that my credibility is solid, and if they thought it was false, they would have already taken my sites down. I promise you. Everything. Have you seen all my YouTubes?
No.
Well, you need to go look at all of them, because what I'm saying is pretty bad stuff for the people of the government.
But I'm saying about the stolen valor part, the saying you're a colonel, that could lose your credibility.
I won't lose it, I promise you.
So, but if you sit there and you get on your Facebook, YouTube, or whatever you do, and you say, here's my paperwork, U.S.
See, this is the thing. I
Retired
don't
colonel.
consider myself accountable to anybody but my upper chain of command and God Almighty.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any responsibility for people that are under my rank, because I worked for it and I earned it. And so when I have people that are wanting to challenge it, I say, go take my site down. If I'm lying, go find the information, have them take my site down. But it's not false, and I don't feel like I have to hold myself to standards of trying to explain to these people, other than saying, you better trust me, because what I'm doing is saving you guys lives and trying to help you. Let me help you for free. Keep your mouth shut and let me walk this through.
Okay.
I'm just telling this to the people. I'm saying, just let me walk it through. Watch what I do, and if it saves a life and saves some money, hey, if I say I'm a colonel and you think I'm fake and it still works, what difference does it make?
But if you say you're a colonel and you're not, and you can't prove it, nobody's going to listen to you.
But I can prove it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I can prove it.
If you can bring me a sheet of paper,
I'll tell you what.
if you can bring me a sheet of paper saying that you are in fact a United States Army veteran and you are a colonel,
right?
Okay, and you're retired with that colonel rank, then you will no longer be Thomas Standley. You would be colonel.
Okay, well,
just like I call everybody that walks in here that I know 100% because I served beside them.
Right.
I call them by their rank. I don't call them by their name.
Okay.
Because of respect.
I'm glad that you feel that that's very important. So I will promise you that I will make sure that you are kept up to date with what I've done, and that I validate, and everything I validate, I'll make sure that I'll get your content, and I will make sure that I ping you when I get information about it to show you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And maybe someday I'll give you the phone number of somebody that you can call and verify if it's not updated in the database yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. All right. Well, I
hey,
gotta go deal with
be
this
safe. Hey, do you read Psalm 91 every day and every morning?
No.
Well, you need to. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's the one prayer in the Bible that guarantees your safety for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you invincible because God is the one protecting you. You have to ask Him for it. It saved me a lot of times. You need to start reading it for you and your family.
All right. Psalm 91.
Psalm 91.
All right. Got it.
All right, and take your B12 and B6 vitamin every day too.
I will do it.
Thanks. Talk to you later.
Yes, sir.